Okay, so we're here. Last time we talked about explainer videos and how to make them work. Explainer video is just one of the easiest ways to make things work out, the kind of videos we create, and it has really been so helpful to people who don't really have much time to do some stuff, even to creative people who still work on videos like this, like people who do video editing like myself. There are still some parts that they would need explainer videos. But one thing is very unique, and I got to understand that from this video editing. It is that if you really want to do things right, then you must do things the hard way. So that is one of the reasons I don't use templates to do my videos. I majorly use to work from scratch. Like everything I'm working on in a video, I try to make sure I work from scratch and not to make things to be complicated in a way that things are just jumping from up to down. Like when you're working with explainer videos, you don't have control over many things. That is just the thing. But when you want to work from scratch, and one thing is okay, when you want to work from scratch, you get to have control over your interface, over your timeline, like the things you're adding, what should be and what shouldn't be, the color, the text, the rest of them. But one thing is this, it is that explainer videos are also creative. They are like in a way that you don't see to be stressed along the way. And if you're also creative enough, you can use that to really do great work, and you just find, excuse me, you just find things working out right for you, and it will really smoothen your work. But one thing is also sure about that is if you're creative enough, you can use explainer videos like those templates to enhance your own very skill. And we should also know that since we have different videos, explainer video is majorly for just that kind of video, because with CapCut on its own you cannot generate 3D videos. That is those images you're seeing, those persons you're seeing, everything you see working out from the Render Forex app. You can't see them working on the CapCut. So you see, you can actually make some edits from Render Forest, then go into CapCut. You just make everything work smoothly, and you just create your scenes and join everything to work according to how you've planned it to work. But what is required is that what should be done in Render Forest should be done in Render Forest before taking to CapCut. That is that for that. So I'll be switching in, and let's go to Render Forest. Okay, here's the app. Just like we've always been using it. Now opening it, I told us we are going to have this interface, and when we have this interface, we have to always see that we have our social media, our videos, everything working as they are supposed to. And if they don't work as they are supposed to, that means there is something we didn't really get right. There's something we didn't really get right. Please let me know if you still get to see my screen since
The
I'm sharing
screen
it.
is not showing. The screen just
Okay,
disappeared now.
I'm sharing again. I'm sharing again. If it disappears again, let me know, please. Thank you.
All right, sir.
You're welcome. So here we have this interface where we have the social media. I told us like everything here has its own usage. But you don't just go to create videos because you want to create videos, or you see people doing anything and you just want to do because they did. No. You must have your reasons. Like the video you did, Miss Soma, for the last assignment. I told you that your video should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now these things are the things that specifically tells the kind of videos you want to make. These things are the
So
things that
your screen is not showing.
you said.
Your screen is not showing.
Oh, still not showing.
Yes, sir.
What about now?
I don't know. It's about to show. It's showing now.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you. Just keep watch for me. If it doesn't, let me know.
All right, sir.
You're welcome. Like I was saying, the kind of video you make should be according to what you have the reason doing that video for. Like the video you did was a talking head video, and I would I would tell you like it was really amazing. Some persons are camera shy, and because they are camera shy, they can't look to the camera. That is just the truth. When you get to watch some videos on YouTube, you see the person talking and taking off his head, sorry, his eyes from the camera, or taking off her eyes from the camera. You just know that the person is camera shy. But someone who's bold enough wouldn't do that. That person will always stick to looking into the camera and do the video, right? And you really did that in your own video why you did that video. So it is for a reason. And you should know that you can't use explainer videos to do talking head videos. You can't use typographic style of edit to do talking head videos. So every video have their own specifications on how they are to be done and why they are done that way. So we'll get to talking head videos, and when we get there you see how you get to use b-rolls to enhance your video. So while you're talking you get to replace with other clips by the line of your video as it goes to tell better stories. But until then, let me confirm if my screen is still showing. Okay, still showing from here. Until then, we are still talking about typographic videos. Now we talked about explainer videos, like I said, that was the last one we talked about. We have it here, explainer. Now this explainer, it has to tell a whole lot of things. It is not just all about the explainer itself. Like these are the, like I told us, these are the explainer, the 3D.
Welcome to the mesmerizing world of render forest animations.
So any of these templates you choose, you just have a little work to do. Only add your images or your clips and your text. That makes it really easy. For the typographic videos, here we have this one. It is also known as whiteboard animation, right? It is also known as whiteboard animation. That's what we're going to be doing, also known as whiteboard animation. And for the whiteboard animation, let me just set something here so I get this thing right. Whiteboard animation. Now here's the whiteboard animation.
So, you want to try whiteboard animation but don't know where to start? Render Forest presents Whiteboard Animation Toolkit. Say good.
So this whiteboard animation, it helps you to get things really right and so easy that you don't have to work a whole lot of typing your text and the rest of them, adding the things you're supposed to add or removing things you're supposed to remove. It is just as easy as
So, you want to try whiteboard animation but don't know where to start? Render Forest.
so if we want to work with this whiteboard animation, then we click we don't click, sorry, we tap on it, and then we tap on it, we go in.
So, you want to try whiteboard animation but don't know where.
Choose from the widescreen or the portrait, and it depends on how we want it to appear. Remember, the widescreen is all about landscape. the kind of videos we use for YouTube when you were watching YouTube videos. That's the widescreen. While the portrait is representing the kind of videos you watch on TikTok, that screen size resolution. That's what it means. Then we select our scenes, the kind of scenes we want. We want male character, we want casual female characters, we want corporate characters, we want just more about text and the rest of them. You can choose anyone you want to work with, or you want to work as a data analyst or a marketing strategist or a traveling agent, or you want to work with any of these things, anyone you just want to work with, education, entertainment, you've got to choose what you want and what you know will really work for you. Going further, let's say we're working with brands and products, which is this one, brands and products. Let's say we're working with this one. Tap on that. We're going to select, are we working with Google? Are we working with Rolls Royce? Are we working with Gucci, eBay, FedEx, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, any of them? Let's say we're working with Google. We tap on that, select one. Okay, another scene, since they're all about text. Okay, let's just take 4. It's processing. So this will help us to really make things fast, that we don't have to wait too much. Like now we already have few things fixed. We have templates now we're working with. Now we're going to add our text. Let's say we want to work with this thing and we just want to say Google. Let's say your go-to. Okay, just using that for emphasis. You go to the next one, Rolls Royce. What are we going to use here? Best for the best. Let's just use that. The best for the best. We go to Gucci and we say looks good. Let's just use this word. Looks good on you. I'll go to eBay. Let's just say at your doorstep. Remember, eBay is an online platform where you make sales, you buy, that's that. And it is here that we get to know that we've gotten this and we say done. Oh, sorry, done. Oh, come back here. Done. So we tap on that, done. And we can set to add music. Remember, we can set to add sound. It is very important. The sound you add makes your video look good. And for me, I'm not adding sound at the moment, so I'm not adding sound at the moment. You see? This is just what I mean by typographic videos or whiteboard animation. It's just as easy as that. No stress putting anything you want to put or doing anything else. Let's add music. When we get to add music, let's say corporate. Use. Okay, so this for this, let's do something.
Where to start? Render Forest presents Whiteboard Animation.
Remember, we are talking about typography, which is whiteboard animation. which is this one, to remind us. Let me just get back. To remind us.
So, you want to try white.
Clicking on this and it's not showing. Okay, so this, just choose anyone you want. Let's
So, you
wide screen. While you're working with wide screen, we take let's say we're working with okay, let's say Christmas, which is just by the way. No, let's leave that. We work with education. Let's work with education. We work with this one. We work with this one. We work with this one. Let's take up to how many scenes we've taken so far? 10. Okay, 10 of them. Oh,
want to try whiteboard animation but don't know where to start? Render Forest presents.
okay. I thought my screen was off.
Whiteboard animation tool.
Let's go with widescreen. Let's go with widescreen, and we'll be making use of, let's say, problems and solutions. Or which one should be better at this moment? Let's talk about education. Where we'll start at here. Education, we take just 6 slides, 6 scenes. This is about 6. So that was 7. Let's make it 8. So when you adding this, it is just as simple as that. Maybe you have your product you're selling. You don't want to make too much text. You just want to explain things easier, and you really want these things to be. Oh, I have a video. The one
Say goodbye to dull.
the other video I created is still running. That's why I am not giving permission to do another one for now, since I'm not using the upgraded version. But it's just this way.
So, you want to try whiteboard animation
Okay, let me check my
but don't know where.
let's go back to my videos. The video is ready, so why taking time? Okay, so going back again, explain whiteboard animation. Remember,
So, you want to
widescreen. Education. So let's just try 4 scenes. Let's say 4. And let's make it 6. Hope it doesn't give us that option into it. Okay. Oh, great. It did not give us the option to it. Now, you want to talk about anything about education. You don't need to go download images. You don't need to go download icons. You don't need to go download pictures. You already have them here. Things that represent education. All you just have to do is work with your text. Like, since you're talking about education, we can just put our text and we'll say being educated is is as important, okay, let's say as important as life itself. Okay, we're just trying to make up things here. As life itself. And we're done with this one. We'll go to the next one. we say no one gets educated without reading books. We have books here. You can have your text you already want to use before even coming to choose this. So this is just a template. You use any template that suits what you're doing. That's just what I'm doing here. And we get to say the third one. We put our text. To know more, to know, sorry, to know more, one must be, one must be calculative, calculative. So we have this one here, and we have the next thing. I would say it is what you know that tells of who you are. Tells of who you are. I would say here, never leave your books if you must remain educated. Let's see this one time. Education takes you to the world when you embrace it. Now, if we really look at these things, each of the text I am putting here is just a kind of similar to the kind of icons and images I'm seeing here. You can see. When we go to the second scene, it's all about something that talks about reading books. We have a book here. This one, we have a calculator here. You can adjust the time here. We have a calculator here, and that's why I just said something relative to that. We also have this one here. It is what you know that tells of who you are. It is a test. People test you because of what they see you. If you don't pass that test, which means you're not really who you said you are. So anything you're doing should just be related. You shouldn't be talking about education and you're using images of cooking pots. No. If you're talking about A, the representation should be about A. If you're talking about B, the representation should be all about B. So when you're done, you tap on done. And we can decide to add a music, or we can, okay, let's add, it's processing, let's add a music. Let's get a music, corporate music. We add, let's use this one, we just download it, add the music, and we play. Let's see. Still rendering. It is still processing. So let's just wait till it finishes to render. So when it finishes to rendering, which means we are exporting. Those who have used CapCut, you know it is known to be as exporting. Why for this one, it's got to render, and your text, everything gets fixed. I hope this one doesn't just pull out from where it was added. So that is just it. It is as easy as that, as simple as that, but you should be calculative. Okay, we have a video here. Music stopped. It is not more than 15 seconds. The music is just 15 seconds. As it ended. So we can decide to add another one to continue the flow. We'll go back again. Let's say we're taking it again. So it's here. Now we can see that everything we did is here, and they are just okay. Music also entered, so we can decide to add a longer music, a longer sound to this. If the scenes are too much, you can decide to split. Tap on it. When you tap on it, you can decide to trim, you can decide to transform, you can decide to add your filter, you can decide to adjust the best of your likeness. You can do that. Then when you do that, you're satisfied with what you've done, you can also edit your text, and you're satisfied with what you've done. I'm satisfied with what I've done. Yes, I'm satisfied. You're satisfied with what you've done. Then you come to this top and you download. Now we are downloading the 360p with 24 fps, 24 frame per second, which is a good one. So we go to 360p, 24 frame per second, and we are rendering, we are exporting. So I told you something about this still exporting. I don't know something about this watermark that is here shown for the render forest. So if you don't really want the watermark, you can go to CapCut and find something to place on it. The video is fine. There are other things you can do with render videos, but if you don't really commit time to that, you might not really get the things you're supposed to do. The thing there is you will do better more than what I've just shown you here if you commit your time and you're creative enough to work with it. You can just talk about anything you want to talk about for those who really want to do that kind of videos and you see things going fine. And let's check if the video is right here. So I'll go to my gallery. This is my phone. It's still already. It doesn't see. So I'll go to my gallery. I'll go to my gallery. Gallery. Go to my gallery. And we'll see the video is here.
Okay, so this last part, I don't really understand it.
Which of the
After selecting the scenes, you say I will not put text. I don't need to put any text.
after selecting the scene, you will be putting your text like any scene you select. Let's go back to this again. Let's see.
Okay, I want to
Let's
ask, is it that each of the scene I have to put the text?
yes, the icons, images, the icons and the images you only needed for that is there. If you want to talk about something that has to do with education, you just go to your whiteboard animation.
So, you want to try whiteboard animation?
We are working with white screen. Now we have different scenes. If you can see, we have select scenes. That's the one you want to work with. And what you do is you look out for the kind of video you want to make, because this one you're not going to add any image. Really, if you want to talk about image that has to do with food, you find a scene that has to talk about food, because you don't add images or icons. So if you're talking about something that has to do with transportation, you go to this one that has to do with transportation. You click on, you don't click, sorry, you tap on that, and you see everything that's showing here has to do with transportation. That's, you have vehicles, you have cars, you have airplane. You don't need to change the image; they're already here for you. What you only have to work with is the text. That is just that. So the text also has to work with. If you're talking about something that has to do with airplane, you don't just tap on the car scene. No, you don't tap on the car scene. But if you want to talk about totally within the sphere of transportation, you can put any of them. It works better for you, but you must really use that thing that really presents your message. That is it. So if what you're talking about does not have anything to do with police um vehicle, you don't take the police vehicle. It doesn't have anything to do with bicycle, don't take the bicycle. It doesn't have anything to do with helicopter, don't click, sorry, don't tap on the helicopter scenes. But if it has to do with anything within them, you can just take in what you want and fix what you want to do. For instance, again, I'll go back. We're talking about real estate. Let's say we're talking about real estate now. I'll tap on the real estate scene, and I'll see different scenes here that talks about what I want to, that represents what I want to talk about. I'll just go pick the one that really works for me. I see really wants to tell my story. Then I can say, um, I'll pick this one randomly. Let me just say these are the ones talking about what I want to do. Okay, let's say this way. We're talking about a house. This one will go. Now, since I'm talking about the house, I'll go inside, pick the bedroom. Okay, I'll pick the key. I'll pick the door. I'll pick the bedroom. And what again? Let's just say this three or this five works well for me. So I'll say done. It's now going to take me to the place where I'm going just to put my text. When I see the scene for the car, I'm sorry, for the door, I know it's talking about the door. I just want to talk about a house, and I already know the kind of house I'm talking about. So the scenes has been selected. So I just get to put my text that has to do with the house, the key, the door. So let's say this is the first one.
Yeah,
Oh, please.
so your voice is breaking.
Oh, sorry, that could be network. I don't want this
Sir,
one.
please, your voice is breaking. I cannot get the complete statement.
Okay, sorry. Let me go back again. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me now?
The screen is not showing, sir.
Oh, that's fine.
The screen is blank. It's not showing. My voice is, uh,
Is it showing now? Can you see my screen now? Hello, can you see my screen from the
I can see it. I can see your screen. It's
okay.
showing.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So what I was saying,
But don't know where to start.
let me explain this again so we wrap up with this one. what I was saying is, if you really want to work with typographic videos, remember when we started, I said every video you are doing is according to what you really have in mind to do with that video. And that is why this one, you go back to the whiteboard animation, which is the typographic kind of videos. Tap on that. It opens up. Right now, we choose either the white screen or.
So, you want to try whiteboard animation?
I'm working with the white screen. So I'm going to select the scenes I want. And if I'm talking about housing, that is real estate, I'm going to find real estate and select it. I have real estate here, so I'm taking the real estate. So I just want to talk about a few things about the real estate, maybe about a house that is open for rent and something like that. I'll select this one, the first one. I'll go to this one that has to do with a key. I'll take this one, and also take this one that has to do with a door, and also take this one that has to do with a bed. I'm not taking everything. I just have to pick the ones that are relevant to what I want to talk about. Then I add the same. Give it time to process. While
But don't know where to start? Render Forest presents
I will still process it. That here is live now. Okay, let's go back again.
So, you want to try whiteboard animation?
Let's take two. That's it. We take the key, we take the door, we take the bedroom, and we're done. Hope this one doesn't take much time. It's
But don't know where to start? Render Forest presents.
okay, let's just give it a little time. It shouldn't have taken much time. What I'm trying to say is that if you're working with a typographic style of video, that is the whiteboard animation. You just get to first go to render forest. When you go to render forest, you select what the template you want to work with.
So please, the screen is not showing.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is just about you going to, let's try
Whiteboard and
we go to whiteboard animation,
so you want to try
white screen, select your scenes. We're working with real estate. I believe this won't work now since it's taking a little time. So, and please work, please work, please. Let's see what it's giving to us. Oh, thank God. Okay, so after you've selected what you want to work with, since we are working with real estate, something that has to do with housing. That's why I selected images, the scene that has to do with housing. And I selected just 5 scenes, and not more than 5, according to what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this building, would say um home for rent. Okay, let's see. You might have your own text. Let's see home for rent. Let's see home for rent. Hmm. easy access, easy access, top-notch security. I don't know, that's also what came to my mind. You know, I didn't script this. And a home feel, a home feel okay. So now we have this now, and we just go to done. You know, this image is already here because I selected what has to do with real estate. So all I just have to do is add my text to them. That is that. We'll go to done, and I'll add my music. It's still rendering. While it is rendering, I'll add my music. Let's see, which of the music am I going to? Let's use cinematic style of music. Let's use ambient. But this is just 5 seconds. No, I don't want this one. Let's add another music. Let's go for corporate place. Which one is pronounced 15 minutes here? 15 seconds. Let's use this one that's 1 minute. Cosmos. Let's use so it is according to what you want to work with. That is the template you're going to select. When you select the template you want to work with, you can decide to trim. If it is longer, if any scene is much longer, you can decide to trim, adjust, split, transform. That is, just edit them, add filters, and the rest of them. Then when you're done, you go to the top, this place, and you download. We're using 360p and 24 FPS frame per second. Now this one is, I told us that FPS frame per second, it helps how the level of if it is for a camera, how light is accepted into your phone. Like if you're really capturing a video or you're capturing an image, the level of light that comes into your phone affects the speed of that video. It affects the look of that image if you increase the FPS. So it also does the same thing. If you increase the FPS, it affects the look and everything. But the average one you should use, recommended one, is the 24, which is just okay, depending on the kind of gadget you're using. If you're using 25 FPS and your gadget does not support that, you're going to have a bad video or a bad image that does not have a good lighting. So we're talking about that. We just go, we export, and we wait for it to finish exporting. And when it does finishing the exporting, we have our videos ready. But what happens is, before the video gets ready, you just need to know that you're going to take away the watermark. That's the render forest that's showing there. You can go to your CapCut. It's already. You can go to your CapCut. You can go to your CapCut and edit that. But let's see the video from there first. Okay, I'm sure we have the video here now. So what happens is we go to CapCut to take away the watermark, we don't want it. You go to campus, take away the watermark. See a new project. It's a new project. Talking about videos. So this is the video we're talking about. So we want to remove this watermark. You just get to add an overlay. You should remember everything you're doing, you should really have a reason why you're doing that. You add your overlay, and the overlay I'm going to use here, I go to library. I'll just rush onto this one, take HD, add. So when I add that, I will reduce it to what I have here. Alright, okay, I'll change this. Let me change it to a color so I have a better feel here. Let's find blue. Library blue. Okay, we have blue here. We have blue here already. So we reduce. So I'll transform this to become smaller. Transform to become smaller. The size. Transform the size. Done. Done exports. No, not yet. Oh, come on. Wait. I didn't say exports. So we can just say from this place now we can add a text that says anything you want to add. By you just say a home for you. A home.
So I can't hear you clearly. Your voice is breaking.
Oh, sorry. A home for you. For you. A home for you. The text is there already. I'm just trying to feel this come back here. I'm just trying to feel this. Okay. So now we can see that this thing now is not as it should be. We see these ones are not yet covered. This one is not yet covered. So I'll go back, I'll drag till the end where the video ends. I'll still go back to my overlay. No, I'm not adding overlay, please. I'll still go back to my overlay. Okay, here is my overlay. Now drag. Down to that. Now drag to the end of the video to where it ends. And you see. So it now looks better than having the watermark showing, and it's just as simple as that. If you're creative enough, people will not notice that that's what happened. Or if you still want to make it a kind of more that someone does not get to understand, you go back to your transform, depending on the size of your rectangle, and if you can increase that, you increase it. We're 16 by okay, so so you can increase that. You increase. If you can't, you just leave it that way. Without taking much time. So this is just how to create a whiteboard text animation. That's typographic video. You can become creative beyond this thing I have just showed you. This is just me bringing you to that place that this is what you can do with something like this. Now you can decide to go to Render Forest and try out your own creativity what you can do with this thing and see it working out fine for you. And you see it working out fine for you, and you just get to see that everything is still working. So that will be the end of the class. If you've got a question, you ask for this very one. And I'll stop sharing the screen. Stop the recording now.